Welcome to the channel. I'm Tony the Technician. Today we're going to be going into 5 or technically 6 pairs of Knipex pliers that I wish I would have purchased sooner, or 6 pairs that I really enjoy, that I'm really happy that I did purchase. So I really hope you guys enjoy the content. I'll try to include a little bit of details, but this isn't going to be a full in-depth look, specs, features, pricing of every single pair. I've done a video on all of these in the past, so those videos are available for you guys. But if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns about any particular pair, please feel free to drop a comment down below. I'll do my best to answer it. I will give you kind of a price range of each pair, just depending on what you typically see it at, depending on where you purchase it from, so you guys kind of have a price range and the part number and everything. I'll have it all linked down in the description for you guys as well, so it's easy to find. Other than that, if you guys enjoy this content, please make sure to smash that thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe. Let's go ahead and get into this.
So here we're going to be going over 5, technically 6 items from Knipex that I should have bought sooner, or items that I really enjoy the purchase of. Now keep in mind, most of these can be purchased from other companies, but if you're somebody that is going to use these tools a lot, if you use pliers a decent amount, or if you're hard on your pliers, Knipex is a fantastic brand to go with. I've owned Knipex for around 8 years. Some of these as recent as just last year, and they've all been fantastic. I don't think I have a complaint about any of my Knipex pliers. I have probably another 8 or so pair outside of what we're going to go over today, but these are 5 or 6 of the ones that I really enjoy. I will also try to include pricing or a rough price estimate of each one, and each one will be linked down in the description for you guys. So first up is the Knipex Cobras, and here you can see the part number, and these are one of my first purchases. I purchased this in a 3-piece set with a pair of diagonal side cutters and a pair of long nose pliers. And I want to say that 3-piece set was something like 70 or 80 bucks. But you can purchase each one of their tools individually. But if you do want to try out Knipex and you want to try a few different ones, it is cheaper to buy like the 3 or 4-piece sets, stuff like that. But the Cobras, depending on the size that you get, they're going to range anywhere from about $25 to $40, just depending on the size. These are the 10-inch pair, or 250 millimeter. I like the Cobras just because of how much adjustment you have here. I do have some knockoffs of the Cobras where you have the push button. I have some Bostitch and some DeWalt ones, maybe another brand as well that I can't think of offhand, but I like this one. Has many more adjustments than my other brands. The push button just works much better, and my other designs are like a 3 or 4-piece design where the top and bottom jaws are like riveted together. These are just solid, reliable. Knipex just has a lot of engineering and good quality stuff. Their quality control is good. I haven't had any issues with any damaged tools or faulty tools or anything like that over the last 8 years. A lot of their tools are just going to carry this standard dipped handle. You can also get them in a comfort grip as well, and that goes for almost all of their tools, I believe. But all of the ones that I own are just the standard dipped handles. They do have 2 different styles though. They have this kind of grit style, which I really enjoy. I like it over the smooth dipped handles, but I just like a simple dipped handle because a lot of the times, depending on the brand, comfort grips just get extremely bulky. You just simply push the button, select your desired lock position, and release the button, and there you have your adjustment from there. Then you can kind of see that spring steel on the back that pushes the button back and locks it into place. And if you're not aware, all of Knipex pliers are made in Germany, so that is first up on the list. The next one is one that I put off for an extremely long time. A few of these are. This one I probably put off the longest though, just because I didn't really see a need for it, and that being the Knipex Pliers wrench. The Pliers wrench is one of the more expensive ones, but once again, a lot of these are available as knockoffs. If you're not somebody that, is going to be using these constantly, you can probably get by with a cheaper pair. But if you're looking for something of good quality, Knipex is definitely one to consider. But as you guys may know, Harbor Freight releases, all of there's knockoffs, and then there's like Icon, which tries to completely imitate brands, which is fine if you're trying to save a little bit of money and you want a tool that's still going to do well and save you a little bit of money. I think Icon's a good one, but I really enjoy Knipex. I like the quality, and if you can find these tools on sale, it's a fantastic deal. These are just over 7 inches, about 7.25 inches, and these ones are actually from Matco Tools. I got these many years ago, probably 2016 I want to say, and these are the PW7s from Matco. They do have a different part number from Knipex themselves, but once again, all of these products will be linked down in the description for you guys with their own independent links, so you'll be able to find each one. But I put these off just because I didn't really see the need in them. I had plenty of wrenches. I had adjustable wrenches. There wasn't really a need for this. I was like, if I'm going to use something outside of a wrench or an adjustable wrench, it's probably going to be something like this with some teeth. But when I was able to get a good deal on these, I decided to pick them up. Just like the Cobras, you do have many adjustable positions, not quite as many as the Cobras, but there you can see that. Same push button locking design. You select where you want it locked in, and then you have your adjustability from there to fine tune. And these are a game changer, especially if you do like any sort of suspension work, tie rod, things like that. These are absolutely fantastic. Even my panhard bar, literally everything on my Camaro is adjustable, and this fits all of the adjustments very, very nicely. So this makes suspension adjustments extremely easy. One tool, I adjust it exactly how I want, and I can simply grab the fastener, lock onto it, make my adjustment, let go. I mean, you can really get after it with these pliers wrenches. So no, I would not compare these to an adjustable wrench because these are far superior to it. Personally, that's how I feel. There you can see the nose design. They are flat jaws. It's held up very, very well. This one does, once again, also have the standard dipped handles, but this is going to be the smooth grip handles over the grit style handles. And if I did not mention the price on these are going to range anywhere from about $42 to $65. So they are a little bit more on the expensive side. Definitely one of my favorite purchases, and I was definitely wrong for holding off so long on purchasing these. The next ones are ones that I also put off for a while, but I'm super, super happy that I did end up purchasing them because I use these way more than I ever expected I would, and that is the Knipex mini bolt cutters. I put these off just because, I had diagonal side cutters, lineman pliers that are pretty decent, some larger lineman pliers that are, pretty dang good at cutting larger things. And so I didn't really see a need in these. I was like, if I'm going to use bolt cutters, they're going to be large bolt cutters. No, these things are fantastic. Cotter pins, wire, small chain link. I mean, this thing gets used all the time, and they hold up extremely well. Now, back when I purchased these, there weren't many like knockoffs. You may have had a handful of others, and just the reviews alone, these are far superior to those. The blades on the cheaper ones just don't hold up after a few uses. They end up getting damaged, things like that. So I went with the Knipex. Now there are some out there available now that I believe to be a little bit better quality, something closer to this than some of the ones back in the day when I first purchased these. But still, I have used these a lot, and the blades are still in fantastic condition. A little bit of wear, but nothing that affects it to where, I struggle with anything that it's capable of. They just work extremely well, and definitely a tool that surprised me. I never believed I would use this as much as I do. Absolutely fantastic. Here you can see the part number. This one also has these smooth dipped handles. Once again, all of these made in Germany. Then next up, we're looking at probably Knipex's newest release, I'm not sure if they came out with anything. This is a tool that I didn't necessarily need just because I have 5 or 6 other sets that have these features, but I just kept looking at its design and it was something that I really wanted, so I picked it up. And that is the Knipex twin grips. Now these don't get used quite as often as my other Knipex here and what I'm going to show you, but that's because I have 5 or 6 others. I did toss this in my work bag, so it does get used, but it's an emergency work bag that I take with me off-roading, or when I take the Camaro out for a little bit longer drive and I want to make sure that I have a decent amount of tools just in case something happens, since it's only got 400 miles on it. So it does get used, but not quite as much as my others. And the thing with the twin grips is, what I'm talking about are the screw extraction. I have many Van pliers and Fuji pliers that have screw extraction, or that feature of screw extraction, but that was just one feature of the twin grips. These are a slip joint style pliers, but it's the first slip joint that's not really a slip joint. You have that spring steel back here, just like the Cobras and the Pliers wrench. And instead of just having 2 or 3 positions, you have 5 lockable positions. There you can kind of see some of the teeth here. So with these dual opposing teeth here and their design, you can really bite onto a fastener with those really, really well. And then the screw extraction is just a plus or an addition to these pliers that is nice. And then you still have fine teeth up here as well for grabbing before getting into the open jaw. So just a great design in teeth here, as well as the 5 locking positions. Nice slim design as well. And then this has the grit style that I like over the smooth, but once again, I like both of them. I just prefer that grit style. It's just a little bit more grip in the hand. But this is one that I didn't necessarily need, but I'm super happy I went with, just because it's got that screw extraction plus kind of a one-off with the 5 locking positions. And I believe Icon also knocked those off. So if you want to save a little bit of money and you're interested in trying something out like this, that's available there. But then Fuji also has some. There are also a couple other brands out there. Van pliers, if you're looking at Van pliers for screw extraction, make sure you check out Engineer, because Engineer is the original maker of Van pliers, and they just don't carry the 3-year warranty that Van pliers do, but you can save $10-15 when buying Engineer over Van pliers. Now the next 2 I'm going over are just 2 that I couldn't really decide between for the number 5 position. If I didn't mention the twin grips, the price is going to be between $27 and $38. It usually floats around that $34 price range. Over the last 2 years, I've done multiple Amazon tool deal videos where I've caught these as low as $27, but more recently I haven't seen them at that, so you're probably going to see it closer to the $32 to $34 price range. Moving on to the last 2. Here we're looking at another one that I got from Matco, and these ones I've had for probably since 2015, and these have been used and abused, but I used to carry these in my pocket all the time. These are just a pair of pliers that I would keep in my pocket, kind of like a Gerber, or like a multi-tool, except I really enjoyed how useful this little guy was. And it's extremely light. I didn't notice it in my pocket. It didn't bother me or anything like that, carrying it all day. It wasn't something that I had to keep on my belt. It's literally just a tool I could throw in my pocket, and it's been reliable, and it's just versatile. So some small jaws, but you do have some nice teeth in there. Nice fine teeth, great for grabbing, twisting, pulling, all of that, all this stuff that you need in a pair of pocket pliers. And then you also have adjustability there. And I mean, you can still work with some decent sized fasteners. Usually 10 millimeter or so is, I'm not cranking down on anything large or anything like that, but you can still snug some things up. I don't have the part number on these, and I don't know if they even sell them anymore, but they do have a newer version. They have the Cobras as well as the Pliers wrench available in this size, which is pretty dang awesome. Now, for a pair of pliers this small, they are kind of spendy. They're, around the $30 price range. These ones, I think I got them for like 23 or 24, but the other ones of these 2 versions are going to range from $25 to $35, just depending on which ones you're looking at. Some of them come without any dipped handles, some of them do have the dipped handles, but just a small little set of pliers, and that is tied with the last one up, that being the long reach long nose pliers from Knipex. I have both the straight and the angled set, and I bought them as a package deal, the two together, for $70, but individually you can still find them from anywhere from about $34 to $42. And I honestly just use the straight much more. I still use the angled ones, but I threw in the straights just because I do use them more. And these, I have many other long reach long nose pliers, but the thing I like about these is their slim design, but they're still extremely strong, and the features of the jaws. So there's a lot going on up here. As you can see down below, you have a base for an open jaw, and then you kind of have a variation of small openings which can be used for splitting wires, grabbing small fasteners. They are smooth, so whether you're grabbing the corners of a small fastener, or if you're grabbing something without trying to damage it or mar it, these are good for that. And then up front, you still have an area of a lot of fine teeth, which is really good for grabbing and pulling, twisting in those extremely hard to reach, awkward places. But like I said, I have Pittsburgh long reach pliers, I have gear wrench, and these are kind of my go-tos when working in really tight spaces, just because of how low profile and thin they are compared to my other ones. Just really good quality stuff. So that is my 5, kind of 6, well, yeah, it is 6 Knipex tools that I really enjoy, and a few of these I put off a lot longer than I should have. But once again, all of these will be linked down in the description for you guys if you guys are interested. Once again, Knipex makes extremely good quality stuff. I've never had an issue with any of them. They've held up well, and I absolutely love them. But if you're looking at saving a little bit of money, there are different variations, different brands with slight variations of these tools that are available for a little bit less money. But once again, if you're looking for something of good quality, because you know it's a tool that you're going to use and abuse, I think this is a good option. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to drop a comment down below. Make sure to smash that thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.